अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी। ये मैं रिकॉर्डिंग करने लगा हूँ पास्ट पेपर की। ये पास्ट पेपर है हमारे पास रिसेंट वाला फेब मार्च 2025 वाला। सो यू कैन जस्ट गो थ्रू इट। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज complete the sentences about the number system. Use the items from the list. Some of the items in the list will not be used. You should use only item like one item once. Okay. So the binary number system is a base 2 system. We are already familiar कि binary number system जो है base 2 system होता है. Denary number system is a base 10 system. Hexadecimal is a base 16 system. So you can just, for a quick recap, you can just recall yourself. Binary is base 2, denary is base 10, hexadecimal is base 16. Okay. The smallest denary number that can be represented as an 8-bit binary number is, yes, smallest denary number 8-bit binary number में smallest number कौन सा represent होता है? 0, because we know that the smallest positive number is 0 and the largest number that can be represented in denary is 255. यही अगर हमें वो binary 2's complement number का बोलता तो smallest -128 होता और largest would be 127. So the smallest denary number that can be represented as an 8-bit binary number is 0. The largest denary number that can be represented, as we have already discussed, largest number that can be represented is 255. Then hexadecimal. Hexadecimal number system is a base 16 system. Each hexadecimal digit is equivalent to, yes, each hexadecimal digit, how many bits? So how many bits are consumed by a hexadecimal digit? You know that we have the number ranges from 0 to 15 in hexadecimal, and if we want to represent 15, which is f in binary, we write 4 ones, which means that maximum how many bits are used? 1 2 3 4. So 4 bits are used. The numbers 1 to 9 are used, and the number 10 is represented by, obviously it's A. 0 to 9 are numbers, and from 10 we are going to start writing A, then 11B, 12C, and so on. The hexadecimal number system continues up to the number 15, which is represented by F. Easiest thing on earth, free K 7 marks. Nothing difficult in that. And just to remind you people, just to tell you people, inform you people, from this Feb March paper of 2025, 20 marks paper was asked from chapter number 1. That's why I tell you people again and again that please make sure that you are doing well in chapter number 1, 2, and then obviously you need to do well in all the chapters, but again the thing is के ज़्यादा focus करो, शुरू के chapters अच्छे आते हो, so that आपको शुरू के question आते हो. Okay, binary addition. 1 1 1 1 is 0, 1 carry. 1 1 1 11, 1 carry. 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 carry. 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1. So no overflow was there, and as per the marking key, 1 mark for each nibble, which means 1 mark for this one mark for this one, and 1 mark for doing this working. So this way you are going to get 3 marks. If you didn't understand this, I'm going to do it again. 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 carry. When there are 3 ones, we get 11, 1 and 1 is carried as well. 1 0 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 1 1 0, 1 carry. 1 0 1 0 1. Again, do it again. 1 1 0, 1 carry. 1 1 1 11. Then 1 carry. 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0, 1 carry. 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1. So this way 1 0 1 0 triple 1 0 is our answer. Okay. Binary addition can result in overflow. tick one box to show the correct definition of overflow in binary addition. I have already told you people 2 to 3 different definitions which are previously written in the marking key. Overflow occurs when the result of a calculation gives us a value which exceeds the allocated size of the register. For example, if it was a 8-bit register, then the maximum value which it can store is 255. So if the result of the calculation is greater than 255, then overflow will occur. So here we have to tick which one is correct. The answer has created a negative number. No, overflow has nothing to do with the negative number. If it was 2's complement, then we would have written that it's okay negative number. Result cannot be performed in binary addition. No, nothing with logical shift. Answer is too large to be to represent in the number of bits available. Yes, when because as the definition is, the result of a calculation is giving us a value which exceeds the allocated size of the register, which means more bits need to be stored. So the answer is too large to be represented in the number of bits available. Easy? How can you tell? This is video recording of the class. Okay. Second question. An artist creates an image on a computer. State what is meant by color depth of an image. When I was taking quiz, तो अली खुर्रम ने मुझको सही आंसर बताया था. Like he gave the right answer. What was that? Color depth of an image. Color depth of an image refers to number of bits used to represent one color. Number of bits used to represent a color. What other definition can you write? It also tells us the number of colors that can be represented. Number of colors that can be represented. Okay, relationship between the resolution of an image and the file size of an image. So first of all, if this type of question is asked, first of all you have to jot down the points in your mind that what could be the relationship. For example, in this case we are talking about resolution of an image and file size of an image. So if we increase the resolution, file size will also be increased. So you can first of all jot down the points in your mind that okay, there is a direct relationship, which means if we are going to increase the resolution, file size will also be increased, more number of bits will be used to store, right? So now I will write increasing the image resolution will result in, ये result है, this is result written, okay, will result in larger file size, and you can say more bits will be used, high quality plus larger file. That's it. Increasing the image resolution will result in larger file size, more bits will be used, high quality, so plus larger file size. Okay, the artist compresses the image file before uploading it to their website. Users can download the image file from the website to print it as a poster. The image file is compressed using lossless compression. Explain the reasons why artist chooses lossless compression instead of lossy compression to compress this image size. Now what is in the question asked? It says that the artist compresses the image so that he can upload it onto a website. After that, users will download the image from the website in the form of a poster. So first of all, please make sure that you are understanding the scenario in which you need to understand the context in which the question is asked. Here it says how it is going to help for the upload and then the download. So why in this case lossless compression is used? Because we know that in lossless compression there is no compromise on quality. You can get back the original file, right? So how we are going to justify it in 3 points? Yes, artists need to ensure artist needs to ensure that the quality of the poster is retained. What else you can write? Artist does not want any part of the image to be lost. 2 points. What would be the third point? If lossy would have been used, if lossy would have been used, quality, that is color depth or bit depth, may have reduced. In the same way, any parallel, any matching answer you can just write. Identify one lossless method of compressing an image. Yes, I am telling you people again and again, whenever we people are in the class, I am reminding you people RLE is the only lossless compression method which is in our syllabus. So you need to know and you need to memorize its definition. Run length encoding. What does it do? Run length encoding क्या करता है? It stores the repeated or consecutive pixels of the same color. It stores the color code and number of times it occurs. Right? So first of all, you're going to write the color code and then the repeated occurrences are stored. You can just memorize this definition. So you all need to learn these answers, okay? Memorize them because I'm going to ask you when the school will be open, okay? We'll still have 1 month after, like once the schools are open, then we will have 1 month for the, you can say, some more ample practice. Okay. Artist emails the image to their friends. Explain how a file size is broken down into packets and transmitted over a network. Yes. So first of all, large amount of data. It is related to how packets are transmitted. In your book, there is a whole paragraph about it. Large amount of data is broken down into fixed size packets or datagrams. Another term for packet is datagram. You can mention it. Yes. Then payload stores the actual data. Then what will happen? Each packet will contain a header having source and destinations IP address. Look, boys and girls, if you just know about the components of the packet, using that we have already covered 3 points. Now after that we can just, like you can say, enhance the answer by specifying few points that how it is will be transmitted. So after that, the description about the router will direct the data packet by selecting the best available path, most efficient path. Router directs the data packet by specifying the best or efficient path. Two more points we can add. Yes, each packet will be transmitted using a separate route. Each packet will be transmitted using a different route. And finally, packets arrive out of order and can be reassembled. Those who already know the answer, they can just watch the video at 2.0. Okay, so for those who want to learn, and if you don't understand the writing, then you can just go through at a, you can say, slow speed. Okay, the packets can use many different methods of data transmission to travel. Complete and annotate the diagram to show the difference between serial full duplex transmission between two computers and parallel simplex transmission. Okay, it's a 3 mark question, easiest one. You just need to specify that how message is transmitted in serial full duplex. Now since it's serial transmission, so what we are going to use, only one line will be used, and since it is full duplex, so it means both way, right? And then how can you just label it? One cable or wire will be used, and then you can specify data can be transmitted in both directions simultaneously. Okay, easiest thing. Then we have parallel simplex transmission. We know that in parallel transmission, what will happen? Multiple bits are transmitted, usually 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since it is simplex transmission, so you cannot make another arrow way back. It will be only in one direction, either from computer 1 to 2 or from 2 to 1. I have made it from computer 1 to 2, so you need to just make this way. And I can write the description for the parallel. Multiple bits will be transmitted using multiple wires and we can also write only one-way transmission. Easiest thing on earth. Okay, okay, okay. A computer has a CPU, memory, and secondary storage. Computer has von Neumann architecture. Then we have to circle three registers that are found in the von Neumann architecture. Yes. What are the three registers which are involved in von Neumann architecture? First of all, CIR, current instruction register. Then we have program counter, and then they haven't specified MAR and MDR. So just to recall, what other register is involved in using von Neumann architecture to hold the temporary results of data and calculations? What was that? Accumulator register, because accumulator register acts as a base location for holding the data temporarily. Okay, so this way. Okay, state the purpose of CPU in a computer. Yes, what is the purpose? In a computer, what does CPU do? It is responsible for executing the instruction. It is responsible for processing the instructions, performing calculations, executing fetch decode execute cycles. Any relevant answer can be written. Responsible for executing the instructions, processes data to generate output, or you can say carries out fetch decode execute cycle. Okay, then the C part. Yes, this question is again easiest one. Computer A has 2.1 gigahertz quad core processor. Computer B has 2.5 gigahertz dual core processor. Computer C has 5.2 gigahertz single core processor. Identify which computer is most likely to execute many instructions simultaneously. Obviously, this is the easiest task for you people to do, since the first one is a quad core computer A. So quad core will be, obviously quad core means that it will have four cores. When it will have four cores, so what will happen? Each core will be able to execute one set of instructions at a time. So which means if there are four set of instructions, they may be, you can say, split up between them, or you can say simultaneously four set of instructions will be executed. Dual means two, single means one, so quad means four. So computer A is the best one to use. Why? Because this is having quad core, four processors, like four set of instructions can be split. It has four cores, so number of instructions could be split, and also you can write each core will execute one instruction at a time. So four instructions can be processed at the same time. Again easier. Why computer C can execute more instructions per second than computer B? Okay. Why computer C? C was 5.2 gigahertz single core processor and B was 2.5 gigahertz dual core processor. So when obviously instructions are more, what does that mean? 5.2 gigahertz instructions, which means that the clock speed is higher. So you can write computer C has higher clock speed. This is clock. Computer C has higher clock speed, so more fetch decode execute cycles can run per second, so more instructions can be executed at a time because computer C has higher clock speed because its clock speed was 5.2 gigahertz, which was more than the double because computer B was having only 2.5 gigahertz. Okay. Yes, define the term instruction set. Instruction set refers to the set of commands that can be processed by the CPU. Now, boys and girls, you need to make sure in the definition of instruction, you cannot repeat the term instruction. In the same way, you cannot repeat the term set. So, how you're going to do it? A list of all the commands. Instead of set, I have used the term list. This is also same in the marking key. A list of all the commands that can be processed or executed by CPU. Okay, then comes the ATM. An automated teller machine is a device where person inserts their bank card, can request to withdraw money. ATM allows the person to check how much money they have in their bank account. Sensor is used to detect when a person stands within 1 meter of the ATM. Last time also we did this question for distance of 1 meter. When a person is detected, a welcome message is displayed on the screen. Identify one appropriate sensor for the ATM to detect a person. Again, for the detection of a person, the best sensor to be used is infrared sensor. Infrared, or you can say motion sensor. Describe the role of microprocessor in detecting the person. This is the same answer which I have told you that it's on your book page 113. You need to memorize the points. Now here they have just asked us this time round only about the role of the microprocessor. So what will happen? Microprocessor continually receives the digitized data from the sensor. It continually receives the digitized data from the sensor. This is the same description in the book. Microprocessor continually receive the digitized data from the sensor. Then uses sensor data to calculate distance to the person. Then compares data to the value stored, which is 1 meter. compares data to the stored value, which is 1 meter in this scenario. Yes, after that what it is going to do? If the distance is less than 1 meter, display welcome message on screen. Question में यही था ना? Let me check. When a person is detected, welcome message display on the screen. Yes, display welcome message. Describe the features of ATM that identify that it is an embedded system. Yes, again and again we know that how can we identify something is embedded system, because the first definition which I have told you that you need to write is because it is dedicated to carry out a single action. Dedicated carry out a single action. What else you can write? It is a general purpose device, has dedicated hardware. Now, many students in the class also say, can we write it is a combination of hardware and software? No, anything which is combination of hardware and software cannot be categorized as embedded system. So you need to just write this: dedicated to carry out a single action, it is a general purpose device, or has a dedicated hardware. Or you can say hardware is used to operate ATM. Okay, the ATM has a touch screen and a keypad. The ATM may need to be used by people who are unable to see. Okay, for blind people. Identify one other input device and one other output device that can be built in into the ATM to help people who are unable to see. Yes, easiest thing, the input device for blind persons could be microphone, because सुनना तो आता है ना उन्हें, they can hear. So microphone can be used. And what could be the output device? Obviously, it will be a speaker or a headset. Okay, headphone, headset, speakers. Easy question. Okay, then we are moving towards the next thing, which is a computer is connected to a network. Computer has network interface card that has a MAC address. One purpose of network interface card is to provide the computer with the MAC address. Other purpose of network interface card. Yes, it is also 3 to 4 points written in the book and 2 mark question is asked. So it is responsible for receiving data from the network. Also, boys and girls, you need to know it is not written in the marking key, but another term we use for network interface card is LAN adapter. Okay, so it receives data from the network and converts it into a form understood by computer. Also, you can say it allows physical connection between a computer and a network. Three characteristics of MAC address. Yes, this is the question I asked in the quiz as well. Can be written in hexadecimal. What else? Numbers are separated by a colon. Then consist of six group of digits. Then divided in two groups. Can be locally administered or universally administered. Okay. The network allocates an IP address to the computer. Tick one box to identify a valid IPv4 address. Yes. Which one is a valid IPv4 address? You know that for an IPv4 address, it should be a group of 8 and then total 4 groups of 8, which is equivalent to 32, and also separated by period. First one cannot be true because it is separated by a colon. Second one cannot be true because it is having more than 8 bits. Third one, 8, 16, 24, 32. Very good. C one is correct and this one is wrong because it is having 5 groups. Easiest thing to do. Identify the device in a network that can automatically assign an IP address to the computer. Yes, which device is responsible for allocating IP address? I have told you. We made it. I made you write this definition about the description of the router. So allocates IP addresses to all the devices connected to it. So it means router is the answer. Okay. A user accesses the World Wide Web using a web browser. Define the term World Wide Web. Yes, www is World Wide Web, World Wide Web is www. Now what is the description for this? It is a collection of millions of web pages and websites that can be accessed using internet. Collection of million of web pages and websites that can be accessed. Yes, okay. That can be accessed using internet. Wait a second. Using internet. Okay. Then we have the Uniform Resource Locator URL for a website includes the protocol, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTPS. Explain how HTTPS makes the transmission of data secure. Yes, how HTTPS makes the transmission of data secure. Yes, so we know that the primary purpose of HTTPS is to establish a connection between browser and server. So when HTTPS will be used, it means it establishes a secure connection. Establishes secure connection, uses SSL or TLS, secure socket layer or transport layer security. Then it can also encrypt the data, encrypts the data using asymmetric encryption. Yes, what else you can write? Then we can also describe, because it says we have to explain. So how asymmetric is going to work? Data will be first of all encrypted using server's public key. Data is encrypted using server's public key and then decrypted using server's private key. Yes. So the protocol is one part of URL give to other parts of a URL. Yes, other than protocol, what are they? We have the domain name, that can be, you can say, DNS server, and what other part is there? Web page or file name or file path, which is referred as directory. So this one easy. Okay, now comes question number 6, which is from AI. A search engine uses artificial intelligence to identify the most relevant web pages for the user. One characteristic of AI is the ability to learn. Identify three other characteristics. This question has been asked previously as well. Ability to learn, ability to adapt, ability to reason. You can say, can specify the rules for the data. It also allows us to, you can say, collect the data. So ability to learn is there. What is the other characteristic of AI? Ability to reason, ability to adapt, collection of data, and also rules for data can be stored. Okay, then comes machine learning. The search engine uses machine learning. Explain how machine learning is used by search engine. Yes, we know that in machine learning basically involves to adapt the data, change the data. It consists of some sort of, you can say, supervised learning, can store data using different patterns. Algorithms are designed. Okay, consistent feedback is provided. So any such kind of answer can be written. How machine learning works? Basically, it makes changes to the data and rules. Yes, feed feedback is provided, can analyze patterns. If result of a particular search is not considered accurate, then the next time result are changed, you can say. If the result does not give a suitable response, the result is changed, and also can be supervised or unsupervised. Supervised learning, unsupervised learning. Programs can be written in high level language or low level language. Machine code is one type of low level language. Identify one other type of low level language. Identify the translator that is needed for this language. Easiest thing we know that low level language can be further categorized into two parts. One is machine language and other one is assembly language. And the translator we used for assembly language is assembler. This is a very easy paper. Till now, even not one challenging question has been asked. Maybe this one? No, no, no. This is also easy. A high level language can be translated using compiler and interpreter. Advantages of interpreter over compiler. In the previous past papers as well, this question has been asked. So you can say why interpreter is useful, because interpreter stops working as long sorry interpreter stops working as soon as an error is encountered. So for example, if there are 50 lines of code, if the error is found in the line number 7th, it will stop working there and then. Unless or until that error is not rectified or removed, it is not going to proceed, right? So you can say stops executing if an error is encountered. We have to justify 4 points. Stops execution if error is detected. Yes, instructions are translated one after the other. You can say in bracket a line at a time. 2 points, and after that, what you can write? You can write that later on, if there is a program which requires real-time application, then in that case, this is the best thing to use using interpreter. Yes, also it allows us to check and execute run the particular section of a code. Can be used to run or execute some sections of the code. For example, different blocks of code can be executed. If the other part is not even correct, still it will execute. Does not need to retranslate the code. Then we have IDE. IDE provides translators. Identify three common functions of an IDE. Yes, we know the many features for IDE. It consists of a code editor, then also provides us the facility of creative printing, then auto documenter, then autocomplete feature is there, then dynamic syntax checking, then error diagnostic option is there. So these are the many options available. This was a very short paper, and we are done with this paper. Kindly make sure that you learn this. You need to memorize. I will also share with you people the PDF of this paper. So inshallah tomorrow I will make another video and will share, and this way please just spend some time to memorize these, to revise them. So take care. Allah Hafiz.